Hello everyone and welcome to the second live challenge day. I see we have so many people in here already. Russ, familiar face, I loved your video, my friend. Scott, Daniel, another rock star from SSG. Christian, welcome Christian. Timothy, I remember you from the last one. Fred, I know Fred now from the last one too. Jim, Pierre, I think I know Pierre. Rocky, how you doing, Rocky? The Jokester, Roy, Rodney, Mark, a lot of familiar faces again. George, Nancy, you made it to the live stream, Nancy. I'm glad you made it this time. Wonderful to have all of you here with me live. We got 40 people in the house now. You know what that means? Time to smash the like button. Smash it for me. It really helps with the algorithm. Those of you watching the replay, welcome to the replay as well. I'm going to try to make this as valuable for you as I am going to try to make it valuable for everybody who's here with me live. Anthony, I know Anthony, a lot of familiar faces. I love seeing all of the familiar faces. Truly wonderful. Okay, let's get into it. So today I'm going to, first of all, talk a little bit about those of you who maybe haven't been very active yet, how to get active. We're going to be learning my 4-step framework. I'm going to be talking about the prizes. We're going to be doing some Q&A. I'm going to be talking about the upcoming open mic that I'm going to be doing with you boys and girls / hot seat, where you can ask me questions in a Zoom room style format, which is really cool. And that is about that. I'm also going to be talking about the next challenge, which is going to be for the next week, right? We have a whole 3 weeks together still, right? So next week, I'm going to hope will be as, interactive, as, positive as the past week has been. Donald, a lot of SSG members in the house. I love to see it. Keith has been incredibly encouraging. Debbie, I love you, Debbie. Debbie made it. I love it. Okay, Debbie and Jim, can't wait to meet you guys in person this summer. Okay, let's get into it real quick here and share my screen and do a little bit of kind of like housekeeping. So those of you who maybe have just heard about the challenge or, got into my email mailing list yesterday or 2 days ago and you're wondering what's happening, you can still totally get in on the challenge, okay? So all you have to do is sign up. So either go to supersimpleguitar.com and sign up, or underneath this video in the description, there's a sign up link as well. So just fill that out and then that's gonna take you to this Facebook group that I'm looking at right now, okay? Now the really cool thing about this is once you're in here, you're gonna see all of the times and dates, okay, for upcoming events. Now these are translated to my time, Austrian time. I live in Austria, okay? When you log in, it's gonna show your local time, which is really cool because there's no room for error or confusion, okay? You see the date, you see the time. It's also on the banner, okay? So we're trying to do everything here to help you boys and girls not get lost, okay? Then this is the most important page here where it says replays. So if you click here, this is also going to be emailed to you multiple times. But just so you guys know, this is the main page where all the action is, okay? So if you just scroll down, there's a little bit of scrolling to do. You can find the replay from the first challenge. And then over the past week, what I've done is I've given feedback to, probably 30, 40 people so far, which has been tremendous. It's what this whole challenge is about. You guys getting involved and then getting feedback and then improving as a group, as a community. That's what I'm about. That's the core of everything that I believe will get you guys results, okay? So get active. Watch these videos if you haven't, because a lot of the feedback that I'm giving all of the individual students is the same feedback that you're gonna need for your playing as well. And then also upcoming streams will be embedded here too. This is the one that we're currently streaming on right now. For next Monday, we're gonna be adding another one. Here are also extra free resources. So I'm actually gonna be giving you guys some more free goodies today, but more about that a little bit later. The tab for last week's challenge is here. So you can just download it here. If you're curious what happened in the first challenge because you missed it, you can find the replay here, okay? So everything is here in one place on one page, okay? I'm trying to make this as simple as I possibly can. So if there's any questions about that, let me know now. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Maud is in the house. How you doing, everyone? Thank you for being here. I love it. Such an international community. James, Vanessa made it too. Vanessa, I'm so glad that you came as well. Those of you who don't know, Vanessa is my wonderful assistant. You can see her here. So if you guys have any questions, just email us, henry@supersimpleguitar.com. Either me or Vanessa will help you. We will answer your questions. We'll make sure you get all the support you need, okay? So that is a wonderful thing. There she is. All right. So are there any questions right now about any of the pages or, how to get involved if you still haven't gotten involved? Let me know. I'm more than happy to answer that. Nancy says, so much snow here, it's insane. Had to snowshoe out to the mailbox. Wow, that sounds pretty intense. It's cold here in Austria, where I live. Excuse me, where I live, but it's not that bad. So, yeah, that's heavy. I don't know. My personality prefers the sun. I'm a Mediterranean guy. I was eating nuts before, so hopefully I'm not going to choke on a piece of nut. Okay, so what I want to do now is kind of just tell you guys a little bit about the method of teaching that I use, how it came to be, and how it's going to help you get results, okay? So those of you who maybe don't know me yet, many of you know me in here, but many of you don't, So I want to just introduce you to my method. Those of you who have already been plugged into my method, it might be good for you to get a little bit of a refresher, a little bit of a reminder, just to get motivated again, to get going. Jason, another All Access member. Great to see all of you guys here. Thank you so much for coming. So let's get into a quick presentation, and then I'm going to be telling you about the challenge that's for the upcoming week, okay? Now, what's also important is that you can either do the new challenge, or if you want to continue with the Joker challenge, which was challenge number 1, you can continue to do that, okay? Because I know a lot of you are busy, you might have, other things going on in your life, and you just didn't have time to get to that Joker challenge. So you can do the Joker challenge for the next week, or even for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or you can move on to the next challenge that I'm going to be talking about a little bit down the road. Roland is here. Gary Hoffman is here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me live. We got 53 people. Who hasn't smashed the like button yet? Smash the like button like your life depends on it, because it helps me with the algorithm. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into it. So I just want to tell you a quick story. This isn't going to be very long, but it goes to the core of everything I believe in terms of getting results for you. Fast, easy, effective. Let's get you results, okay? And let's also solve a lot of the problems that you are having right now, okay? So the story is how I discovered the best, most effective way to help you get great at guitar fast, okay? How does that sound? Who wants that? Let me know in the comments. Type in yes. Type in yes, yes, yes if you want to get fast results at the guitar, if you want to be great, if you want to actually have a breakthrough and not feel frustrated, not feel lost, not feel like you're having a lack of progress, okay? Okay, so I got, to teaching back in 2012. I've been doing this for a really long time, and, everything that I've learned from working with one-on-one students became a part of what we're doing here today, okay? So these are my 2 wonderful students, Selena and Martin, that I had a ton of fun with. And then it continued, right? So I've worked with people that, were 4 years old, 5 years old, could hardly push down a string. I've worked with some people that were in their 70, 75, 80, right? So I've had a lot of the spectrum in my one-on-one teaching, which has really helped me craft a curriculum that works for people, right? It works because I've sat across students for hours and hours and hours, and I've seen the struggles, I've seen where people get lost, I've seen the problems, right? So that's why I really understand what you guys are going through, and that's why we're doing this challenge. I'm walking you through my solution to a lot of the problems that I know you guys are having, okay? So what I was also doing back then is I started to play a bunch of gigs, so I was honing my own craft back in 2012, and I was working with a bunch of students, right? So it was kind of this wonderful time where I was really sharpening my ability of playing the guitar, but also sharpening that ability to teach, right? So I did all kinds of gigs, you know, wedding gigs, motorcycle festival gigs, all kinds of fun stuff. But I really wanted to do more in the space of teaching. So back in 2014, I started slowly to work on courses and to upload to YouTube, etc. And in this image here, you can actually see my first ever studio, right? Which wasn't really a studio. It was a room in my living room. I got some lights, and I made my first course, which is still inside of the All Access membership, and I'm still very proud of it. So that's how the journey started. And it's been going all the way up until now. There have been no breaks. So I've literally been, you know, doing this full time since 2012, right? Now, somewhere in 2015, I switched my focus more to online, but I still did some one-on-one. And now I don't do so much one-on-one anymore. It's more online. But yeah, that's just where the journey has taken me. So let's talk about the framework now and how it's going to help you and why we are doing it. So who in here has heard about this framework? Who has been paying attention when I've been talking about this framework in the past? Say, me, I've been paying attention. I'm just curious. So these are the 4 pillars, and I call this the LPRS framework. And this is what we are all together here now as a group plugged into. Okay, it's really, really cool. But what I want is for you guys to understand why we are doing what we are doing so that you can feel more confident getting involved. Okay, Anthony remembers. Do you remember what it stands for, what the letters stand for? It's fine if you don't. So let's talk about the first pillar, which is the one where we're going to be spending most of the time and where people, you know, get stuck the most. So Debbie and Nancy were at my last challenge, or actually in March, the first one I did in March, and they participated a lot and got a ton of results, which was really, really wonderful for me to see. And they're still rocking and rolling. I'm so glad that you girls are still here. So, and we're going to be doing something very similar as well. So the first pillar is the learn pillar, right? So this is where most people get lost, right? This is where, you know, you're going to run into a lot of problems. And this is where I'm going to try to spend some time helping you guys solve that problem so that moving forward, you are more effective with your time, right? We want to increase our effectiveness. We want to improve what we can do in an hour, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about. So a while back, Fender did this study where they discovered that 90% of guitarists, beginner guitarists, quit within the first year, okay? And that is what I don't want to happen to any of you. That's my mission. How many of you are here with me live right now? Let me see. 61 of you. So my goal is that none of you ever fall into that statistic. Whether you've been playing, you know, for less than a year or more than a year, I want you to always feel like you're making progress, and I want you to always be having fun on the guitar. And that's what this is all about, right? Okay, he knows. Anthony knows. Anthony wins. Okay, so here's the issue. Distraction is everywhere, okay? So who can identify with this gentleman, right? So on one side, you can see all of the distractions, right? Changing diapers, screaming kids, your spouse wanting you to fix something in the house. That's what I get all the time. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all kinds of stuff, right? You have to make a living. There's many, many distractions. And then on the other side, there's the things that you want to do that actually bring you joy, that bring you pleasure, that you want to achieve, right? So this is something that all of us have in our daily lives, right? So the other thing that we all have is, you know, time is limited. We all have the same amount of time, right? So the question becomes, since we only have 24 hours in the day, all of us, nobody has more time, how do we get the most bang for our buck out of those hours that we have, those precious hours? So if you think about it, you know, 24 hours seems like a long time, but most of us sleep quite a while. I would sleep probably 11 hours if my wife would let me. But anyways, we're probably awake for whatever amount of hours, you know. Then there's, you know, eating, there's shopping, there's all the other stuff we have to do, going to work, right? Kids, those of you who have children know, definitely. So how much time do you really have daily to play your guitar? How much time? And let me know in the comments, how much time do you actually have? Now, I know that a lot of you are maybe retired, which is a lovely thing, but I've talked to a lot of retired folks, and they'll tell me that they have less time now than they had when they were working. I don't know how that works, but I've heard that many times from my one-on-one, my older one-on-one students. So I'm curious what you guys would say. But how many hours, do you have to play? I'm guessing it's probably around an hour a day if you're lucky, okay? Which brings us to about 365 hours a year. Now, if you count in Christmas, if you count in vacations, if you count in all the other holidays, you're probably going down into 300 hours, right? Maybe some sick days, even less, okay? So how much time do you realistically have to play the guitar and to get good, right? Other hobbies, other distractions, there's a limited amount of time, okay? So the question becomes, how do we maximize that time? How do we not waste it, okay? And we're going to be talking about, wow, Keith has 2 to 3 hours. Mark has half an hour. Keith is retired. Okay, in the wintertime, you maybe have more time. Christian says hour. So I'm really enjoying reading these responses. Anthony says an hour. Daniel says plenty. So you guys are kind of ruining my argument here because I would have argued that most people have less than an hour. But I'm curious if we're still going to get more responses. Those of you who have more time, excellent. But still, let's say it's 400 hours a year that you have, okay? How effectively are you using those hours, right? That becomes the main metric that we need to focus on, right? Because if you're getting lost and distracted, then all of a sudden that time that you would potentially have is reduced, and the results and the earning you get out of it is reduced, right? So George Snow says 1 hour. Okay, so I ran a poll in a Facebook group a while back, and it kind of proves my point. So the biggest problems that folks are encountering are lack of time, not knowing what to learn, and lack of structure, okay? So there's 2 ways that you can learn guitar, and that most people learn guitar, right? So there's the YouTube way, which is free, and then there's the structured way, which in most cases it's going to cost something, but you're going to get some structure, okay? So I just want to compare the 2 and, ask you guys some questions about what you think of the 2 options, okay? So if you were to imagine a puzzle, now we're looking at the YouTube way, okay? Here's the YouTube way. So if you're imagining a puzzle and you have to put it together, but it's not just the puzzle you have to put together, you also have to find all the pieces. So that's what a lot of you guys are doing on YouTube. You're looking for the pieces. You don't even know how the puzzle is exactly supposed to look, and at the same time, you're looking for puzzle pieces, trying to put it all together, right? So it's very, very difficult. Now, YouTube is great. I use YouTube. You use YouTube. Everybody uses YouTube. It's great, but there's a lot of problems. There's a million guitar lessons, and it's very hard to know which one to watch, right? Then how are you going to know which one you need? How are you even going to know, right? It's very hard to even determine, is this lesson within my skill set or not, right? They rarely follow a step-by-step path. So how many times have you learned something really cool on guitar that you're able to play, then the next lesson you found was way out of your range, like you couldn't follow along, right? So these are very common problems that people run into, and I know this because I talk to a lot of people, right? They make you pay for Patreon. You can't ask questions. There's a lot of problems, right? There's no community. You're doing it alone. If you're doing it the YouTube way, you're doing it alone, right? So now, to make things worse with YouTube, because it's free, there's a million distractions. Now, I've fallen into this trap over and over again. The algorithm literally knows how to hypnotize us. I literally deleted my YouTube history last night because they keep targeting me with news. And I don't want to watch it, and I get sucked in over and over again. And literally, I'm at the point where they're showing me Indian news channels because I blocked all of the US and European ones, right? So they always find a way to get me. So even if I go on YouTube wanting to learn something that's good for me, like guitar or chess, I like to play chess, I like chess videos, I'm going to get distracted by all of the news because the algorithm knows how to get me, right? So other hobbies as well. So you might want to go to YouTube learning for a guitar video, and then you're going to get distracted by some other hobby, right? So it's very easy to get distracted by all kinds of things. So now let's compare that with structured learning and a clear roadmap. So the whole point of this 30-day challenge that we're doing here, this group coaching challenge fiasco party extravaganza, is to give you guys a experience of what it can be like when you're plugged into something that's structured, that has a community, and that actually goes from A to B to C to D. Okay, that's what we're doing here together. Okay, so let's just look at it. So imagine having step-by-step courses. So this challenge here, it's not a course per se, but what I'm doing is week by week, I'm giving you guys steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. It's structured, it's laid out. You have enough time to do it, right? So what about having live Q&A sessions? It's what we're doing here now. It's not just you going at it alone. You're plugged into a community. I watch your videos. You can ask questions. There's a live element to it, right? You get personal feedback. If you guys watched my videos from last week that I made giving you feedback, you'll know I really try to give you guys some really good feedback so that you can truly improve your playing, right? Community. How has it felt being plugged into a community, and not just a Facebook community? A lot of people are in Facebook groups, right? But how much noise are in those? Compare the community that you're in right now to any other Facebook group on Facebook, and let me know which one is better. A clear path laid out for you by a professional. Again, that's why we started out with the Joker, because I wanted to do something easy. I wanted to see where you guys are at. I wanted to monitor, can you follow? Or do we need to maybe take it back or go ahead with something a little bit more difficult, right? PDF resources. I gave you guys all of the resources that you need in one place, right? So just compare the YouTube way to what you guys have been experiencing for the past week, okay? And let me know what's better, what you think is better. I'd love to hear that in the comments. So now, how do we maximize your time? Well, we get rid of all of those distractions and we plug into something that's actually step-by-step, that actually has a structure, and that actually has somebody who has taken the time and has the experience to craft an experience that's going to get you results, right? So again, that's what we're doing right now. So the most powerful thing to plug into, is the F word, okay? And that is focus. And that's why we started off with the Joker, okay? I wanted you guys to take your attention of all of the things you could be learning, the millions of lessons, and focus your attention on one lesson, okay? That's why we chose the Joker. Then I gave you guys a week to work on it, and in that week, I was giving feedback. So it wasn't just you doing the Joker, it was you watching other students do the Joker and get feedback, right? So that creates focus for everybody. We're all focused on the same thing, and you guys get to watch other people and learn from what they're doing and also from the feedback that I'm giving them, okay? So focus on one course of action until success. That's what we're doing. We're taking a little project, we're working on it, we're focusing on it, we're not going in a million directions, our attention is focused, and that's why we're getting results, right? Which is wonderful for me to see. Awesome! Okay, so that's how you put the puzzle together, right? Focus on a structured path, create progress. That's why we're here, that's why we're doing this. So I just want all of you to understand the reason why we're here, okay? So you can see it here very well. A little progress each day adds up to big results. That's what we're doing. We're taking little steps. We did the Joker. We're going to do more, right? And we're going to put those, and it's going to compound in a good way. And now those hours that you have at your disposal to practice are being used much more effectively. And because they're being used much more effectively, now you're making real progress because you're not wasting time. Okay? Okay, so here's the other thing. Practice needs to be fun. So it's not just dry practice. You need to also be having fun to grow. So that's the second pillar, right? And we are using a community to get that fun aspect happening, right? That's why we're here. So the second pillar is called play. I originally wanted to name it practice, but I thought we'll name it play because I think practicing should have an element of play. It should be fun. The funner it is, the more you're going to want to come back. The more you come back, the more you're going to make progress, because the more you play, the better you get, right? So this is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, okay? So I wanted to learn guitar. You guys might notice this little kid here. His name's Henry. And Henry thought that jet ski was really cool. Jet ski is what inspired me to actually play guitar, which is kind of cool, right? Kind of funny, I guess. Maybe a little bit embarrassing. I don't know. So I wanted to learn Green Day, but my guitar teacher at the time, whose name was Billy, wasn't making it fun. He wasn't letting me learn what I wanted to learn. There was no aspect of fun. And what happened is I ended up quitting after a very short amount of time. And then when I was 18, my friend Stelio, so I actually quit when I was 10 or 11, something like that. And then my friend Stelio later on in life when I was 18 said, hey, you can learn these chords, right? So I actually quit guitar as a kid because it wasn't fun, because the practice didn't have any element of play, okay? So that's, again, why we're plugged into this community, because I want you guys to have the element of play. I want it to be fun. I want there to be a little bit of a tickle when you upload your video and wait for somebody to respond, right? So I learned very quickly that fun, community is very, very important. Who can spot me in this picture? This is another community that I was lucky enough to plug into after my friend Stelio showed me how to play a little bit, some chords. So I was very lucky that I had a real life community, but the best I can give you guys from here in Austria, where I am, is a digital online community. Or you can come to Croatia this summer like Debbie's doing. So this is where I really started to make progress. It was fun, there was community, it was playful, and this is where I really started to grow. So that's why the second pillar is so important. Your practice needs to be fun. There needs to be an element of play. Don't overthink it, don't overthink it. Don't be too rigid. And that's why also getting my feedback should hopefully help you, because you'll get some feedback, you'll see what's good, you'll want to come back, right? Playful element, right? Here's some campfire jams that I did. A lot of fun, more of the fun element. And I actually even met my wife while I was playing at a campfire. Now, a really funny story there is that the first time I ever made a dime playing the guitar was I was playing at a camping site, and the guy in the tent next to us the next morning came out of the tent and he gave me €2 and he told me, go buy some drums because you suck at guitar. So that's how I made my first income playing the guitar. Somebody telling me to buy drums. That was a pretty funny experience. So that's little Sebastian. You saw him here. Now you see him here. I thought that would be funny to just put in there. And then here's the third pillar, which is very, very important. And that's why I'm encouraging you guys to post videos the whole time. Post videos, post videos, post videos. Record yourself. Recording is extremely important and extremely powerful because it lets you measure and track your progress. Plus, it gives you the opportunity to get some feedback, okay? So recording is huge. Now, I learned this lesson from Tommy Emmanuel. This is where I really started to understand, okay, there's this element, there's this ingredient that I'm missing, and that is the recording element. And when I started to record, I can tell you, it really skyrocketed my playing. And if you guys maybe remember from Challenge Day 1 a week ago when I was saying, those of you who have never recorded yourselves are lucky because you're going to get to have the most growth within this week. Because once you start recording yourself for the first time, there's no going back. And it turbocharges your growth. So I learned that lesson from Tommy Emmanuel, huge lesson. And I just started recording myself constantly from that moment on when he said it. And, the rest is history. So the last pillar is share. So you want to learn in a structured, step-by-step, organized A, B, C, D, E, F, G way, right? We want to have some structure. We want to play. We want to have fun. We want to be plugged into a community, right? Get that community going. Then we want to hit the red button. Don't worry, you're not going to die. Nothing's going to happen. And it's great because it allows you to measure your progress, right? I'm always comparing it to a puppy. This is something my All Access members have heard me say many times. So, if you have a puppy at home, or maybe, you have a small child, right? When you're with them every single day, you don't notice the growth, right? You just don't notice it because you're with them every day, right? But let's say your sister has a puppy or your friend, and you see puppy, the first day they bring the puppy home, and then you don't see the puppy for another month. Then you go visit. And like now, wow, that puppy has really grown, right? Right? But to your sister, your friend who has the puppy every day, the growth doesn't seem as obvious, right? So that's why recording yourself is so important. You can have a recording from today, and then you can make a recording in a month from now. And then even if you don't feel like you're growing, when you make that recording, you're going to be able to look back and see, wow, actually, I have improved a lot since that first recording. It's very powerful, right? It also gives you the ability to see what you're doing from a different perspective, right? Which is also very, very powerful. And then, of course, now that you have the recording, you can share, which is what I've been encouraging you guys and girls to do all the time. I just realized I've been pushing in my belly. Oh, God. It's getting smaller, though. It's getting smaller. Anyways, that's a whole other story. So, yeah, record, share. Once you start sharing, then now you have the opportunity for other people to see what you're doing. You have the opportunity to get positive feedback, which is what I'm doing inside of the Facebook group and what I'm always doing for my All Access members, right? Russ knows. Not embarrassing at all. All those things help get where you are. Yes, thank you. He surely also loved Jesse. Just kidding, just kidding. All right, so thank you for the support, Russ. So that's the framework in a nutshell. Amelie made it. Do you guys have any questions about the framework? Then the idea is that it just goes round and round, right? So you just do it over and over again. You learn something new, right? You practice it / play it, you record it, you share it, and then you get feedback, right? So now, by choosing to record something, you've now chosen a project to focus in on, right? So before you record, you have now chosen something. It's drawing a line in the sand, right? And by choosing to do something, now you're cutting out all of those distractions, right? You're taking 100,000 potential guitar lessons that you could be doing, and you're saying, no, I'm doing this one, right? Or 2 or 3 maximum, I tell people normally, right? And then you play it, you practice it, you have fun with it, you make it your own, right? You start recording it, right? You continue recording it, you share it, and then you get feedback, right? And that's the framework. So that's what I'm always doing with my All Access membership. I'm going live every other week with my members, and they post videos inside of our community that's not on Facebook, and they're constantly getting feedback, right? And they constantly get to see other students getting feedback, and it's extremely powerful. So again, this is, since 2012, this has been an evolution, and this is what I believe is, what's going to really, really get you results, and what's been getting a lot of, my students' results. Russ, what would you say? Russ has been plugged into this. Nancy's been plugged into this. Keith has been plugged into this. So what would you guys say? Do you agree with what I'm saying here? Donald just played at the open mic last Friday, which was awesome. So this is the framework. This is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. And I think it's important just to understand, why are we doing what we're doing? And to understand, okay, there's actually, a science and a method behind all of this, okay? And I hope that just gives you more confidence to get involved and to actually participate. Okay, really cool. Thank you for listening to that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to plug into the framework some more. But before we do it, Nancy says, absolutely. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jason needs to be more consistent with recording. Yeah, but you record a lot, man. You do record a lot. Anthony, also All Access member. Yes, I'm glad that it has helped you boys and girls. Yeah, so it's taken me a lot of time to really nail down what is most effective, right? How to actually get results for people, right? Russ agrees. Thank you, guys. I hope they don't just feel bad for me and that's why they're agreeing. No, they surely don't. They love it. They're still here. Look, they're still here. So anyways, what we're going to do now is first, I want to announce that next week, I'm going to be doing an open mic with all of you who want to come, okay? And I'm going to be announcing that via email tomorrow, okay? So the way to find out about the open mic /hot seat if you want to ask me a question and play something and then ask a question and get feedback. Make sure that you're registered because I'm going to be announcing that via email, okay? So the registration link is simply in the description of the video that you're watching this on right now, okay? So make sure that you're registered so that you get that. It's probably going to be on Thursday or Friday, okay? Just a little heads up, I'm going to be announcing officially tomorrow. And that's going to be really cool because we're going to have a cool open mic on Friday. Then next Monday, we're going to go in and do another session just like this and start another week-long journey. Mark is slow to learn. Don't worry, my friend. We all joined Super Simple Guitar community for thank you. I'm truly I love all you guys. I really do. Okay, and I love to teach. I really do. I really feel that it's what I'm called to do in life, you know. So, okay, so that's the announcement for the open mic. Another announcement is that what we're going to be doing is I promised you guys I'm going to be giving away 5 courses, right, for everybody that did the homework. But what I'm actually going to do is give everyone a free course. Free courses for everyone. So instead of just 5 winners, I'm giving it to every single one of you. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie that course into the challenge that we're going to be doing for this next week, okay? So it's going to be connected, which is really cool. What I did in the community is just give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Is that it? No. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I asked you guys this week inside of the Facebook group, you know, what would you guys like to learn the most, right? So the most common answer was strumming and smooth chord changes. Okay, so that's why I've decided to give away my strumming course, my 12 strumming pattern course that every single beginner needs to know. Okay, so I'm going to be giving that away to every single one of you. And the place that you're going to find that, it's already here. You just have to be registered. You're going to get the free coupon code right here. Okay, so this is normally, I think, like a $150 course. I'm giving it away to every single one of you that wants it. So just get registered, climb in here, and get this. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, boom, there it is. Okay, so once you register again, you're going to get to this page. Here's where the course is. Okay, so I've made a coupon code so that everybody can access this course. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to know about the challenge that we're going to be doing for the next week. Second thing is how we're going to be choosing the tune. So as I was saying before, you can either do the Joker and continue the Joker journey, which is totally fine. If you want to continue to refine the Joker, and that's the one thing you want to focus on, that's perfect. But if you want to do something else, like, okay, I love the Joker, but I want to do something else. Okay, I thought rather than me giving you guys a song, you can have that strumming course, right? So you can work on your strumming, which is a wonderful thing. Get that course. Work on your strumming, and then narrow down your focus on a song that you're already working on, okay? So a lot of you, you know, probably have been working on tunes before you came to this challenge, okay? So narrow down, you know, write down the songs that you have that you're working on, right? Write them all down. Maybe it's 10 songs. Then give them all a score from 0 to 10, right? Your favorite being a 10, your least favorite being a 1, right? Give them a score. Then use that score to narrow down your top 3, and then choose one out of those, okay? So that's a great way to eliminate things that maybe aren't in your best interest, okay? So choose a tune that you're already working on, okay? Get that strumming course, because that strumming course is designed to really give you a strumming breakthrough. I don't just teach specific strumming patterns in there. I really encourage and help you have a strumming breakthrough so that you can be more free with your strumming and stop overthinking it. So that's about an hour-long course, and I thought instead of me teaching for an hour now, you guys can do that on your own time, work on your strumming, and then choose a song that you're already working on, and then see if you can implement what you learned in that strumming course to one of those songs that you choose. Okay, I hope this is making sense in terms of your homework. And then post a video in the community. Okay, just title it Challenge Number 2. Challenge Number 2. Here's my second challenge. Okay, that'll get you into the entry where I'm going to be giving away more free courses, a different free course, because now you guys have this one, next week. Okay, so there's going to be even more free stuff. Pretty soon I'm not going to have any courses left. No, I'm just joking. There's plenty of courses. And I'm happy to give. So again, take the 10 songs that you probably are working on, right? Give them all a score and use that score to narrow down the one that you want to really focus on. And it can be 2 or 3 if you want, okay? Just maybe have it be something strummy, where you're going through chord changes. Because again, if I look at, Mark says, just tell me a song. Mark, I'd say for you, do Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. And there's a lesson for that inside of the course. Braveheart says, where's the free course? Braveheart, once you sign up, so you have to go through the link in the description. You're going to land on this page. So you're going to get an email and it's going to say, here's the main page. And then the free course is right here. Okay. After this live stream, I'm also going to be adding it to the Facebook group. Okay. So I'll put it in the Facebook group so that you guys who are already in the group can also access it with ease. Okay, so there's 2 ways to get it. There's going to be the free course linked up here, and then on the main page, as I was saying when we started this stream, you can just scroll down, and here's the free strumming course. Okay, right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go. Okay. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Strumming course, you already have it, Anthony, so just go into the all access membership and you'll see the strumming course. So let me just show you guys how it looks for those of you who are already members. So it's this course, okay? 12 strumming patterns. All right, this is a great one to help you, just freestyle with your strumming, unlock your strumming, and stop overthinking strumming. Okay, so work on your strumming and choose a song that's a strummy song. Okay, and then start posting your videos inside of the community. Okay, so just type in, challenge number 2 in your title, and then that's going to get you qualified. Okay, and then of course next week, throughout the week, the same as I did last week, I'm going to be going into the community and I'm going to be doing feedback videos. Okay, because I thought instead of me just talking about, hey, strum like this, strum like that, let's see where you guys are actually at. Right? Record yourself. Let me see where you're at. Right? And when I see where you're at, then I'm going to be able to go in and give meaningful feedback to many, many people. Okay? And then you guys are all going to be able to watch that and take that feedback and use it for your own playing. Okay? Those of you who have been participating last week have hopefully already experienced that if you watched my replay videos. Okay? Those are very, very important. The replay videos or the reaction videos are a crucial part of what we're doing here. Okay? So just in case, you guys are joining me now and you're wondering what are these replay reaction videos, it's these videos here. Okay, I'll just click on it quickly. So what I do is I go in my studio, I sit down, and then I watch videos. You can't see it now for whatever reason. Okay, see that? I watch videos, and then as I'm watching them, I pause them, and then I start to talk. And give feedback the same as I would with a one-on-one student, right? So the cool thing about this is that you get to watch me, give 10, 15, 20 students feedback and use that for your own playing, okay? So let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. Can I access it through the app, says Daniel. Daniel, yes, if you log into the All Access membership, you can definitely access it. Yeah. So just go to supersimpleguitar.com, log in, and then you'll have your entire course library there. So let me just see real quick here. Okay, so let me just show you guys. So once you get into the All Access membership, those of you who are already members and you're looking for it, right? So you'll see all of the courses are unlocked. It's this one here, okay? This is the banger. All right, and then you get 12 strumming patterns. There's a PDF. let's see. There's a slightly younger version of Henry. Okay, here's the strumming patterns. But more important than that is actually just the videos, right? The videos. Because what I do is I talk you through a lot of the issues that you're going to be having, okay? Here's the summer gigolo version of Henry, okay? So you can access that on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. You can access that anywhere you want, my friend, okay? So does that make sense? Is everything clear? Let me know. Let me know. Let me make sure that I answered all of the questions. And are there any more questions? We got 60 people. 36 of you smashed the like button. Smash the like button for me, everyone. Thank you. I actually have coffee here. Not that I need any more. So that's basically it. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover today. The most important thing now is that you guys get active or continue to be active. Let me just show you. There's been so much happening inside of this community. It is amazing. I can't tell you guys how proud I am of all of you, because I know that it's, you know, it's not comfortable to put yourself out there and to post videos. I mean, look at all of these video submissions. It's truly tremendous. So thank you all for participating. I'm really trying to do my part by, you know, coming in here, giving you feedback, helping you the most that I possibly can in a virtual format. Where's the like button? Just on YouTube. Just on YouTube. The thumbs up. All right, I see we got an increase of likes on YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for smashing the like button. That really does help me with the algorithm, because we're streaming this on to YouTube, basically to the entire public, right? So it's not just people that know me. People are just coming in here randomly. And by smashing that like button, it's helping me with the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for that. So we can do some Q&A now if you want. You can ask me anything guitar related, you know, gear related. You can ask me anything you want, basically. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Roland. Keith, thanks everyone. Thank you, Keith. It's been tremendous watching you grow, my friend. I was watching your video recently and you had that pick action going really well. Your left hand was looking very, very confident. So it's been really, really great for me too, to just watch you grow. I love it. Pierre says super clear. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm very glad. All right. If there are any more questions, I'm happy to answer. Norman, if you choose the live chat screen, you should see the like button. Yeah. We got 44 likes. Thanks everyone for smashing the like button. We still have 60 people here. So, you know, I bet some of you must have some questions. If not, that's totally fine. I think we've been, you know, we've been tight today. It's been tight. It's been juicy. We've been on point. I feel good. I'm happy about the way it's going. So, yeah. Make sure that you're on that email list where you're going to be notified about the open mic, which is always very popular, very fun. I'm going to be able to talk to you guys one-on-one, right? We're going to have our little screens like on Zoom, just with a bunch of people. And then, you know, if you want to play something, or if you want to just ask a question with your guitar out and say, hey, Henry, I'm working on this. What can I do here? I can talk to you. I can answer your question. It's also a good way to get to know other people, right? Because you get to see them face to face. It's always very popular and very fun. So, yeah, a lot of fun there. We'll have to watch the replay. Couldn't get here on time. No worries, Karen. I try to do it as well as possible, or make it as compact as possible for people that watch the replay so that they still get a ton of value. What is a good exercise to widen my mobility on the fretboard? Well, you know, one really good exercise is just the good old just walking the fingers, right? Can you do that? I used to do that for hours and hours and hours. So it's just 1 fret per finger, right? And then with the pick, I'm trying to do it down, up. And when you walk, when I go from my first finger to my second finger, my first finger can move up. It doesn't have to stay stuck down, right? So you can go like this, right? Just so you know. I haven't done that in a long time. So it's down, up. Then when you get to the bottom, here's a really cool move. You just go 1 fret higher up and then walk back. Then when you get to the top, again, 1 fret up and you continue. That's a good one because it just kind of opens up your hand a little bit. Are you doing that one? I'm curious what you're doing. And also, if you get active inside of the community and post a video, then I'll be able to see very quickly kind of like where you're at. That's why it's so important to post and to get into that feedback loop that I was talking about the whole time before, right? Because I can see very quickly where people are, right? So I'll be able to give you more targeted feedback. I see you have a lot of guitars. What's your favorite electric and acoustic? Great question, Rocky. Rocky is an amazing guy. Ken, sorry Ken, I wanted to respond to your DM the other day and then I got distracted. I'll get back to you very soon. Thank you for the kind words. I just wanted to address that quickly. Yeah, so I have 2 acoustic guitars. One is this Furch. It's called a Furch, made in the Czech Republic. I really, really like this one. And this is, you know, bigger, louder, a little bit less comfortable. And then I have that smaller Maiden, and I have that one at home. So I really love them both. The Maiden is nice because it's a little bit smaller. It has a shorter scale length, which means it's a little bit easier to play. It's a little bit, there's less tension because the scale length is a little bit shorter, if that makes sense, right? If you imagine a string that's being pulled, if you lower the amount of distance, it's going to be a little bit less, there's going to be less tension than if it's stretched out, right? So this one is more stretched out, which means there's more tension, right? The Maiden has less tension. So I kind of like that on the Maiden, but I like them both. Electric, I've been playing I like them all. I like them all. It's hard to say. It's like choosing my favorite girlfriend, man. How can you ask me to do that? Okay, let's go. Don't tell my wife. Don't tell my wife. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. Okay, I'm literally just joking. Please know that I'm joking. What is open mic? So open mic just means it's like a Zoom call, right? But everybody who wants to play can play. Right? So it's like a Zoom call, then I can say, okay, Fred, it's your turn to play something. And then you get the spotlight and we all watch you play, right? Now, it can also just be a hot seat where you ask a question and you get your question answered, right? So it's just a cool way to hang out. Optimistic joining the session, fear to share and frustration with mind and fingers coordination. You can do it, Ken. You can do it. Just take it slow. Don't overthink it. You can totally do it. You can totally do it. I'd love to see your entry. I really would. And also, if you don't want to do a public one, just send me a DM. Send me a DM. I'll give you private feedback if you prefer that. I'm working on your solo lesson. I can play the scale shapes individually, but what is the best way to learn to connect them? I'd say go through the solo guitar course, Jason. Do you mean the course or do you mean a lesson? Because I have single lessons and then I also have a course. The course, I'm pretty sure I talk quite a bit about connecting it in there. But basically, you know, you learn your first shape, then you learn your second shape, and then you slowly start to connect them, right? There's no magical way. What I would say is don't go too fast between 1 and 2, right? Don't, if you learn 1 and 2, spend time on 1 and 2. Don't just go to 3, 4, 5. Spend really time on 1 and 2 so that you really get a feeling for, okay, this is how these two work together, right? What I'm trying to say is don't bite off more than you can chew, right? Again, it's that whole focus thing, right? We don't want to take on too many things. We want to narrow our focus and trust the process and give ourselves enough time, okay? So check out the Solo Guitar Made Easy course if you haven't yet, Jason, because that's where I really teach that. And I also have backing tracks in there where you can play music and not just scales, right? Because there's a big difference between playing, you know, scales up and down and actually have it sound musical, right? So that's important. Okay, is Martin DX Johnny Cash a good guitar? Yeah, they're all great. So Martins are all great. But honestly, if it were me, I really like Yamaha guitars for value for money. Yamaha, you can't beat. My experience has been you can't beat them. I love them. I almost bought one recently. I might still buy it, even though I don't really need it. These Furch are also really great. It's just the Maiden is like the upper price range, right? And you can get really, really great sounding guitars, as good. One could argue better. It's more of like a personal preference thing. You can get really great Furch or even Yamahas for much less money. So the best thing would probably be to just go to a store and see what feels good to you and also what sounds good to you, right? I was recently in a music store in Vienna and I tried a bunch of guitars, Martins, you know, expensive ones, cheaper ones. And I swear the best sounding one to me was a Yamaha that costed $100. And I couldn't believe it because I tried all of these like $2,000 guitars, right? And I couldn't believe that the $100 Yamaha felt as good and to me sounded better than all of them. It's crazy. So I don't know, maybe I'm for some reason biased, but I think they're great. Okay, I'm always looking for someone to jam with. Yes, we're making virtual friendship here. Virtual friendship is happening. Come on, Henry, give us 3 songs that you think it could be best for the challenge number 2. Don't let us choose. Man, I'd have to see where you're at. Then post a video, post a video inside of the community so I can see where you're at. Maybe you already have, but post another video if you did and say, Henry, based on my current playing, what song would you recommend? And then I'll be able to see where you're at and then give you some recommendations, okay? Can't stretch my fingers for that. Arthritis makes it impossible. Sorry. Yeah, that's one of those things where I wish I could help, but I can't. But I'd say just try to do what you can do, and you can't do more than you can do, right? Okay, the Joker coming off the D back to C at 9. I keep wanting to hammer on the B. Should I try to just play smooth if this makes sense? Donald, what I'd love you to do is post a video of you playing it and then ask that question, okay? And then when I go in to watch the video next week, or this week, today's Monday, then I'll hear your question. I'll actually see what you're talking about, then I'll address it there. It's easier for me to address things when I actually see and hear rather than via text. I love it. Ken says he's going to do it. I love it. Is the shorter scale length what they call 3/4? So there's all different types. There's normal size guitars 4/4 that are simply have a slightly shorter scale length. So it doesn't have to be 3/4. 3/4 is going to be even smaller, right? So typically, this is a dreadnought guitar. This is like a full-size guitar. This thing's made to sound loud. This is like the Johnny Cash guitar, right? What Johnny Cash or Paul McCartney plays. Then if you look at the fingerstyle guys, they'll typically have smaller guitars, and those normally will have a slightly smaller scale length because it's a little bit easier to play. There's less of the tension. So yeah, without going too much into depth. Jason, what helped me was just focusing on a few strings at a time to practice yes, excellent. I love seeing you guys helping each other. Scott has a D28. I had a D28 back in the day. I loved it, but it was crazy. Once I did buy a Yamaha back in the day as well for maybe 400, and I couldn't believe how great it sounded. It's just amazing. But I mean, no dissing on the D28. It's an amazing guitar, you know. Thanks for advice. Go to the store, try it out. Yeah. Okay, Jason. Okay, so you guys are helping each other. I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. I guess let's leave it here. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more of your videos. Hopefully I've explained the challenge well enough. Again, either do the Joker or choose a song that you're already working on and say, okay, I'm going to really focus on this song and try to perfect it over the course of this next week, right? And then also at the same time, do that strumming course and see if that strumming breakthrough course will really help you achieve a strumming breakthrough and help you strumming through some of these tunes that you're working on, right? Then post your video, I'll watch it, and then I'll really be able to help you with your specific situation, okay? All right, I love it. So thanks everyone, I love you. We got 47 likes, thank you. I really, really appreciate you smashing the like button. That really helps me with the good old algo, and we'll be back soon. Also, make sure to check your inbox. Either Thursday or Friday, we're going to be doing that open mic, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys there. Okay, rock and roll. And that's that. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. And I love you. All right, bye everyone.